Carly.
And Jana.
And we're the co-creators of Moon Sisters Tribe.
And we thank you for coming to join us today. We send you much love and gratitude and appreciation.
Right now I'm burning my sage and clearing the energy. We're going to pull a couple cards surrounding the energy of this expansion that we're being asked to do during this time. And if we do that, what energies are going to come from it for us? What will we receive?
What opportunities or energies might we expand into after this? As we freely flow into the energies of the now, what will the energies of the then be?
And I just want you to know that you might hear cats meowing, or cat.
Maverick
Magic Merlin is his name. Or you might hear children laughing. So every now and then you might hear a pause, because this is real talk in real time, and real shit happens.
And we are in the universal pause at the moment.
So right now I am shuffling our Dreams of Gaia Tarot to see what messages the collective has right now.
It's an exciting time. Pushing past fear and into the unknown. Really taking a fool's journey. Yesterday was April Fool's Day. And the Fool is the beginning point of the Tarot. New beginnings, new opportunities, adventures. Not looking at all of the obstacles that are in front, just knowing that there's an adventure ahead and that whatever is presented in front of you is a part of that adventure and journey. Just taking it one step at a time and enjoying the now. Whether it be the cat meow, the child laughing and playing and requiring your attention, or maybe it's the birds singing outside that just want you to stop, pause, breathe, and be. Or the little child, meow, meow. Be in the moment. See what Spirit wants you to flow into.
Alright. Our first card is going to be the Seven of Water in reverse. So it was not Seven of Water, it was Seven of Air in reverse. The Seven of Air reverse represents a need to step back and moderate any extreme or fundamentalist behavior. You do not do your cause any justice by following a fundamentalist path. The only thing this achieves is to make those around you, who do not share your beliefs, angry and resistant to the change you are attempting to impose upon them. Instead of opening minds, you can close them tighter than a steel trap. When the Seven of Air reversed appears in your reading, seek a gentler, more moderate approach. Educate instead of trying to indoctrinate. Don't use cruel and punishing methods. They never work. All they do is perpetuate the paradigms that you seek to end.
Which is what we're going through right now. We are seeking to end old paradigms, old beliefs, old structures, and letting them fall away.
Ooh, the next card is the Seven of Water, which is funny. And she is definitely flowing.
So we got a 7-7.
7-7. knowing, trust, faith, surrender, release, peace, which is what we're being asked to do right now. Trust and have faith and surrender to the flow as spirit works in the background. The Seven of Water represents letting go and surrendering to the flow of life, just like I said, and doing so with complete trust and faith. She's about relinquishing control over all relationships and outcomes and believing that whatever unfolds in the future is what is meant to be. She has worked diligently in the present, imbuing all she does with her love, so as to create a future that will bring what she needs to learn, heal, and grow. Now content and satisfied, because she knows she has done everything she can, she lays back to rest, allowing herself to flow to the next moment and task. The need to control others or a situation is born of fear. Whether that fear is about losing someone or something we love, of being alone, or simply a fear of failure or missing out, we do what we can to maintain the illusion that we have control. But control is only an illusion, even if we like to believe otherwise. We can make empowered choices and work with due diligence and dedication. We can create with the purest of intentions and be motivated by love, but the outcomes we desire will also be influenced by timing, circumstances, and other people. But those close to us and those of whom we have no knowledge, because of this, we can have only a partial influence, and the rest is up to fate. If we try to exert more influence and control, we risk sabotaging our hopes and desires and manifesting an outcome that is vastly different to the one desired. How do you hold on to water? The future is not fixed. It is fluid and shifting and so vast with infinite possibilities that it cannot be contained. Allow it to be. Detach emotionally, let go of all expectations, and have faith. Don't invest in speculation, what ifs, maybes, worry, or fear. The Seven of Water comes to tell you that it is time to take a deep breath and exhale. If you have set your intentions, are motivated by love, and have done all that is necessary here in the present, then it is time to give yourself permission to relax and let go. Embrace a peaceful, receptive, and flowing state that takes you forward on the next stage of your journey. Your future is now in the hands of fate.
Ooh, that's deep. Deep dive in there.
Yep. And we are totally being asked to just have faith.
Absolutely, 100%. And both of these cards have a third eye open, meaning go into yourself. The answers are within you. Follow your intuition. If you are not sure of something, go within and ask. The answers are there. And then don't resist. Just flow into it. Flow into yourself. And, the water flows around the rock. It flows over it and around it. It doesn't try to go through it. It fluidly just moves around as the obstacles are put in front of it. So just keep flowing around everything and through everything, and you won't have that resistance, like that huge wall that's blocking you. You'll just go around it. You'll go over it because you're flowing with it and not against it.
And you'll find when you surrender to the flow that things just come so easily because you're flowing and you've surrendered and you just have utter faith that everything is working out for you and your highest good.
And that everything that comes in is meant to expand you. Even if it seems heavy and dense, know that it's a part of what brings the lightness to you, whether it be light of heart or light in spirit, or the light codes that come down within you and through you.
Alright, so we got another air card, and this one is the Six of Air, and she is reversed.
I see mandalas in 2 of the hands.
When I said air, I meant water.
Ha Keep flowing.
Which is kindness, concern, compassion, understanding, forgiveness, love, which is so important right now, to have compassion for others, to be kind. So many people are living in fear and living within this anger, and you're being asked to step outside of that anger, to be kind and to love others regardless of the circumstance of what is happening. The 6 of water is the epitome of kindness and concern. She represents all that is good and pure with humanity and an ideal that many strive to meet. And when she is reversed, it has a very simple message and meaning. It does not serve us well to give in to desire to inflict hurt just because we believe someone to be deserving of it. We may feel that we are justified, but what purpose does an act of spiteful retaliation serve but to make us less and perpetuate suffering? It can also be said that it makes us energetically the same as the person who harmed us. You are taking on that energy. Wow.
That's deep.
It's like becoming that energy that you just are so put off by, and yet you're embracing it by treating them that way.
You take on the heaviness of the heaviness.
The 6 of water comes to caution against embracing pettiness and retaliation regardless of the circumstance. There is always a better option than an act of spite. Anger used in this manner is rarely beneficial or healing. Instead, it perpetuates suffering. There are none who can remain untouched when cruelty is offered. Both the person who inflicts it and the person it is inflicted upon will be marked by it. If revenge is desired, the best revenge we can met out to anyone who has hurt and upset us is to remain peaceful and emotionally detached. We can choose to be kind to ourselves, to end our suffering by walking away and investing our time and emotion into something more worthy.
Like love and compassion, people.
Yes.
Love and compassion. That's so evident in what is unfolding within everything right now, which is a part of what is unfolding, is so that you can see all of the anger and the hate and the misconduct, the non-compassion, the looking down upon people and judgment. Like there's so much judgment which causes hatred and the spite and pain, because a lot of people, not just internally, but it becomes external, because people start attacking other people, whether it be people of authenticity or religion or whatever preference, and compassion and love needs to go to those places. That's what heals. You need to raise that vibration, or else it will just continue to take you down. How does this serve you?
And we have to look at the world as a tribe. You know, it's so important to look at every single person you see as someone a part of your family.
Because they are.
Because they are. Because we are all soul family. Some of us are a little closely knit in our soul family, but ultimately the whole world is soul family.
100%.
And we need to have compassion. That child you see on the street is your child. That elderly person you see alone is your elderly. We have to look at everyone like they are a part of our blood family. How you would look at your blood family that you're so close with, we need to look at everybody like that, because the whole world is a tribe, and we all need to collectively come together and hold hands.
Well, and really with everything that's unfolding, it's showing us how we are connected, that there are no borders, there are no true walls, that we all experience the same thing. We all have blood flowing through our veins, and we are so connected, and what's unfolding right now is really showing us how connected we truly are.
Yeah.
And that connectedness should also show you how the love and compassion can help bring the world together in the unity that is meant to be. Uranus is here to shake and awake, and that's what's being done.
And you would be surprised that the person who is sitting there so angry just needs somebody to reach out and love them. They're just subconsciously, they don't even realize that their soul is seeking the love that you can give them. When someone's having a bad day and you don't even know them, but you see them like maybe in a grocery store and you smile at them, you could totally turn their day around. Energy affects everybody, whether it's negative or positive. So be careful and be mindful about the energy that you're putting out into the world, because it has a ripple effect on everyone.
Whether you see it or not.
Yep.
Because that smile, you might not see the result of it right away, but later on, that smile may have warmed that person in a way that you don't know. They might not have even known how to receive it because they don't receive that kind of energy.
And you might never see the ripple effect, but know that there is a ripple effect.
100%.
The next card is Body, Mind. And it has a nice dragon on there for you as well. What else do you see on that card?
I see a couple masks. I see a lot of third eye activity coming out in a stream of almost like snakes.
Yeah, I saw the snakes too.
Definitely encircled in oneness.
And this is actually an air card, the 11 of air.
That master number.
What is reality and what is imagined? What is fact and what is fiction? Can that which dwells within the mind have an effect on the body? It most certainly can. And can the physical body affect the state of mind? The 11 of air symbolizes a need to keep a healthy understanding of the relationship between mind and body and the power each can have over the other. It symbolizes being able to differentiate between fact and opinion and to make room for the imagination within our realities, while still embracing a little bit of reality within our imaginings. This may be a challenging card for some, because the eyes can only see what the mind is willing to conceive. So the more rigid the mind, the more difficult it is to accept how much influence and power the mind and body have over each other. If the mind is unwilling or limited, then understanding is difficult, and acceptance in some circumstances may be impossible. We all know someone who, no matter how many times they're offered facts, not opinions or theories, still could not believe unless they witness it with their own eyes or experience it personally, and even then, they still might not want to believe it. They're complete skeptics. Then there are others who are open to everything and question nothing. As you can hear, I have a kid wanting mama. Pause. Okay. There are others who are open to everything and question nothing. They would believe you if you were to tell them that you did not see a blue sky above, but instead saw a pink one. Yes, there are actually people who see and perceive colors differently, but this person is so open-minded that they would not consider that a lie is offered. They would not question or even consider that you might be lying to them. They're just so trusting and willing to believe in the good of others that they accept everything offered, whether it be truth or deception. Which is very interesting with what is going on right now, and people just accepting things without researching further or
just even going into your own self. One of the things that catches me on this picture, on this card, is the third eye and all of the energy going from the third eye into the heart space. So that tells me to seek answers within. Go into your third eye, into your mind's eye, and then connect that down into the heart, and you will find answers. Don't just blindly follow. Faithfully seek.
their willingness to trust and follow blindly.
That's spirit, thank you.
It gets them into just as much strife as those who find it difficult to believe in anything beyond their own experiences. The leaven of air appears to remind us that something in the middle of the two is a better way to be. Strive to be open-minded and questioning. Sometimes a little skepticism and discernment can serve to protect you from making foolish mistakes and following blindly as you are led off a cliff. On the other hand, believing only in facts and the reality that you experience with your physical senses can close you off to reaching your fullest potential. You may limit yourself in what you can accomplish because achieving goals and living your dreams require a belief in something more than just the tangible. When the leaven of air appears in your cards, it also asks that you look at the impact your beliefs might be having upon your body and the impact your lifestyle and diet might be having on your mind.
Yeah, all the way down to like just drinking fluoridated water, because that affects your third eye, which affects your inner knowing, because you're not able to connect to your spiritual source fully because you have been blinded by outside forces.
Exactly. I had a feeling it was going to bring food into this and what it is you're putting in your body, and being very mindful of the ingredients that you put in and on your body, because it actually does affect you.
Ingredients as well as vibrations, because imagine being in there cooking food all hateful because you're angry at someone in the home, and what you're really doing is cooking up a recipe of hate for everybody to eat.
Nobody wants that. It's funny because people will ask, man, what is your secret ingredient? And both of us will tell you, it's love. Love is the secret ingredient. That's what makes our food taste so amazing, is the love that we infuse into it.
It feeds the soul.
It does.
And body.
The mind can and does have amazing power over the body. Some Tibetan monks and Indian yogis have become so skilled at using meditation to manipulate their bodies that they can control blood pressure, body temperature, heart rate, and more. People with multiple personality disorders have been known to have personalities that have completely different health statuses. They can have one personality that physically needs glasses in order to see properly, and another that does not. There are some with personalities that exhibit a range of physical health issues such as high blood pressure and diabetes, but other personalities have no health issues at all, and these differences have been witnessed, recorded, and studied by both medical practitioners and scientists alike. It is a fact that the mind can alter the body.
Which also means that your thoughts create a vibration within you as well as around you, but that is also telling you that you have the ability to heal yourself. You have the ability to make your mind, body, and spirit one, working fluidly with the universe, with your soul purpose.
The King of Fire in reverse.
As we are into Aries season,
with another dragon and a lovely lion.
And more third eye activity on both the lion as well. Ooh, this is just full of passion and action.
And one of the key words is passionate. And with it being reversed, speaks of the consequences of arrogance, aggressiveness, and an explosive temper. It symbolizes a leader who has forgotten that in order to lead, one must have followers. And if one treats them harshly, they will find someone else to follow. They will act to replace their king. When this card appears, remember to keep your temper in check. Think before you speak and act. If you are feeling challenged and close to losing your cool, then step back, give yourself time to calm down, take some deep breaths. Also, be sure to avoid bullying and intimidating people in order to get things accomplished. It will only serve to put people offside and sabotage any chances of success. And remember, we're all in this together.
We are one.
Don't get caught up in the glory that comes with success. Don't place yourself upon a pedestal and expect to be worshipped, for there will always be someone who is willing to push you from your precarious position. There's that. Don't be aggressive again.
Oh, man. Just thinking of all the people in there ripping out the toilet paper, you know? While that elderly person is just, can I just have a single roll?
This is about respecting others. Having respect for others. It's so important. Treat others how you want to be treated.
The passion, how do you want to be led? You know, how do you want to be led? Do you want to be led in anger and hatred in the form of a bully and lower vibrations? Are you going to take control of that and change that vibration and choose compassion, even if you feel validated to be angry, and you may have every right to be? Is that serving your highest good? Is that serving the highest good of the people around you and the universal consciousness as a whole? And that's including Gaia. We are helping Gaia ascend as well. So the more love and compassion and higher vibration that you set forth, no matter how you feel validated to feel, you help raise that vibration. You help solidify a new earth, a new you, a new us, a new way of being. Lead with love and compassion.
The Destiny card.
Woo woo. Ooh, more third eye. We got an eagle up here telling us to rise above the situation.
Personal destiny, universal destiny, seeking answers, purpose, and quest. And with this card in reverse, it cautions you against following a path of instant gratification and ease. Do not be fooled into believing that once you have determined your destiny making, it manifests will be free of difficulties or problems. When is any quest easy? When does the hero or heroine of any story move from where they are to where they want to be without effort or sacrifice? Some of the obstacles you will face will be self-made and born of your insecurities and doubts, while others will be placed in your path by those who might not understand or believe in your destiny. Sometimes the people who try to steer you away from your search are the people who love you, people you do not want to hurt or disappoint. And I just want to say, remember, this is your soul journey. The other people in your life are on their own soul journey, and they're just a part, like a character in your story. But it's really important to remember that this is your soul journey.
And you're supposed to follow your soul, not the soul and request of others. This is your soul's request to follow your path, no matter what it looks like for another.
It's great love and conviction to say no to those who might have other plans for your future. People having other plans for your future, this is your future, not anybody else's. But have your destiny manifest. You may just find yourself in a position where it is necessary to do just that. If you do not, you may find yourself being thwarted again and again. When the destiny card is reversed in your reading, it is helpful to remember that meeting your destiny does not necessarily simply happen, nor is it likely to happen overnight. Therefore, prepare yourself for the process by releasing expectations of instant gratification. You see the journey at the end, but sometimes you can't just jump there. There is a process to get there.
Life is not a drive-through.
Instead, prepare to pay your dues, fight your demons and monsters, and overcome obstacles that may well feel insurmountable. To do so, let go of those fears and doubts that might have you procrastinating and wanting to turn back or turn away. Finally, to make your destiny manifest, you might also need to learn more at this time. You have gifts and talents, but to turn them into something practical and tangible will take time, devotion, and dedication.
That takes me back to the very first two cards. You have the flow of those obstacles. You know, you're flowing with it. You're not flowing against it. And so if you're flowing against it, those obstacles are insurmountable. And you just keep treading water over and over, the clothes that don't get wrung out in the washing machine, you know. But if you flow with it, then you're flowing around and with the current of life and lessons and the things that you need to expand into. And the very first card, he actually has a book in his hand, and a mandala holding out his hand in a peaceful way, but he's gaining education. He's holding the wisdom within him, that further learning, you know, seeking yourself, seeking your own purpose, not the purpose of others.
And I know sometimes you just want to get to the end, but those hardships that you go through and those lessons that you learn help you grow as a person and as a soul energy being. Like, that's part of your expansion.
Rises you higher into a different knowing of yourself.
Ooh, this card is beautiful. It looks like another air card.
I see duality. I see balance. I see blessings. I see centeredness. You have the light and the dark coming together, because without the light there is no. They are one and the same. It's a harmonic relationship.
This is the Six of Air. The Six of Air represents a solution born of compromise that lies somewhere in between the black and white. Either or choices that are so often seen as the only options available. Now is a good time to contemplate and compare a range of different options in order to discover the best solution for one and all. Therefore, it's time for research and investigation. As you consider the options, compare, take notes, weigh the pros and cons for each. There might be a need for compromises to be made, as sometimes, in order to achieve our goals and objectives, compromise is required. Now is not be the time to prevent any outcome by being inflexible and taking a rigid stance. The Six of Air also represents the singular moment of revelation and illumination when the mind opens and at once understands the extent of the power we have over our lives. Suddenly you see potential in everything. You see how every experience and choice made by you and others has shaped you and your life and brought you to this moment. In turn, you also understand how every choice you make in the present will shape your future. In that moment of recognition, the mind changes in an instant, and so does life itself. The Six of Air is presenting you with the opportunity to act with mindfulness and awareness. From this moment onwards, choose to take responsibility for your thoughts, beliefs, and actions, understanding that even by taking a passive or inactive role, by doing nothing, or by allowing others to make decisions on your behalf, you are making a choice. Own it. The only drawback is that you will no longer be able to blame others for stealing your power if it was your choice to give it away. Oof. This is your moment to come of age and own your power. The Six of Air signifies an opportunity to empower, illuminate your life by opening your mind. Take your power back.
In situations where you're thinking, oh, this person is making me feel this way, this person is making me this, is making me that, when it comes down to the core of it, you are allowing others to make you feel this way. If you act that way, it's because you have allowed them to infiltrate you, and you have made the choice to act and feel this way. You have the choice on what you feel, do, and be. So look at it. Do I need to own this? Do I need to feel this emotion? Is this for my highest good? Is this mine? Or is it best to just let it go? Let it go, let it be, and rise. It's just like looking at a storm, and instead of just seeing the storm and all of the crazy that's going on in the storm, you're already envisioning the rainbow that comes after the storm. You see the blessing in the lesson, and we call it the blessings, because it's a lesson that you learn from, and then you walk into a blessing. You walk into that rainbow, and what's coming out of the top of the head of this unity of dark and light is a stream of rainbow. A stream of rainbow is coming straight up out of the top of the head.
Yep, as it rains outside right now. And just remember that so many things in life happen that are out of your control. Whether it's world events, people and their choices that they're making that could affect your life. And you don't have control of these things, and there's no point to dwell on those things that you don't have control over. Because the most important thing that you can do is, like, what is your reaction to it? How are you going to react to the situation? How are you going to react to this person? Because you do have a choice in that. You have a choice in your reaction. And you can react in a positive way.
And if you're ever struggling for it, once again, go into the third eye, into the mind's eye, and connect down into your higher heart space. Put your hands there. Take a breath. Ask Spirit. Ask your higher self. How am I supposed to be in this moment? How can I best serve my soul in this moment? And you will find the answers and how you can best serve yourself for your highest good and the highest good of all, because the vibration you put out within yourself goes out into the area around you and into your neighbor and into the collective.
Just right back to everyone's energy affects everyone. Positive, negative, you have an impact on someone. You have an impact on every single person you come into contact with.
Most importantly, yourself.
Alright, we're going to have one final card here. And this is going to be a very prominent overall energy.
I did want to say one more thing, is that the ripple that you make for yourself and others allows others to, if it's a high vibration, it allows another to shine their light and to step into that higher vibration themselves, because people are looking for a vibration they can tap into, and if they're never around that higher vibration, all they have to tap into are those lower vibrations. But each time we raise our vibration, we bring a healing within ourselves and a higher, it's like turning the dial on those dial-a-lights where you can turn it up and down. It's like you turn your light on another notch and another notch, and then it allows other people to see that light and tap into it. They can plug into it and help brighten their own light.
It's interesting because I actually have a little story about that. When I had my first job, it was at Home Depot, and I worked in the returns area, and it was like every single day someone would come in, and it was like their energy was infecting me. It was like they were always negative. Not always, but for the good portion of the time, it was these people were coming in with this low vibration energy, and it was affecting me. And I remember driving home. I worked in Portland, Oregon, and lived in Vancouver, Washington, so I was driving over the Glen Jackson Bridge every single day to come home. And this one time I was driving home, and I thought to myself, why am I going to let these people affect my energy like this? Why am I going to let their lower vibrations affect me when I could turn that around and infect them with my positive vibrations and change their vibration? So the next day, I went to work, and I remember standing there, and I was probably had a frown on my face, just like, like, here comes another customer. And I said, no, you're not going to live that life anymore, and you're not going to be that person anymore. And every single time I turned around, I had the biggest smile on my face, and I could see people changing. Their vibration was changing just from a smile. Just a smile, and me taking my energy field, and just projecting that love and positivity towards them. And from that day forth, I said, I am going to live in the vibration of this person, the person I want to be. And that is a person who spreads positivity and love to every single person. And so many moments over my career changes and jobs that I've had, and doing this and implementing this, I've had so many people tell me their appreciation for just the smile, something as small as a smile. And I've totally seen it change the vibration of people. And even just to the point of right now, going to a grocery store can be hectic and chaotic with everything going on. And the couple times that I've gone out to get groceries for the family, I've always maintained that smile on my face. And I've seen people backtrack and turn and take a second glance at a smile that they haven't seen very often lately because of everything happening. And I could see their vibration changing. They're like a smile in the midst of chaos, love in the midst of everything. Wow, that positivity is infecting me.
Got chills.
So just remember, it's so important to send that love and positivity to people, because even if you don't see it, like, it does change people. I've had people come into my work and they were just so upset and so angry and put all of that negativity towards me, and all I did was be love, compassionate, kind, and positivity to them. And you know what? When those people came back, they thanked me and they apologized for the way that they treated me. And they were so thankful that I didn't lower my vibration because they left and they thought about it and they had a change of heart. And you can do that to people. You can be that person. So just remember that. Your energy is everything.
You readjusted your energy tuning dial to a different vibration, which allowed other people to turn in to that same channel.
And adjust their own vibration.
Yes. All they were getting was static and chaos and frustration and maybe just a bunch of talk, just news on their channel, just a bunch of crap that they don't want to hear, that their spirit doesn't need to be fed. And then here comes this energy adjustment, this new channel, this new station of love and compassion and high vibration, and they're just like, whoop, oh my goodness, I can tune into this. This is mine to tune into. Thank you for bringing a new channel into my life.
You'd be surprised at how many people are just looking for a little spark to their own light. And you're that spark. You can ignite the light within people with your own light.
It's like people are carrying around a candle and they don't have a way to light it, and they see your candle burning bright and they know that they can come into the warmth of that candle, into that light, and light their own flame. It's okay to burn bright.
It is. And here we have another air card, completely about balance. All right. Our last card, the Eight of Air. We are creatures driven by our egos. Our egos is in part our identity, the center of our consciousness. It is driven by our instincts and base desires and constrained by culture and society. It can have us feeling confident and certain, or it can have us feeling uncertain and afraid. It can also employ one of several defense mechanisms to shield us from uncomfortable truths or reality that we are not willing or ready to accept. So many of us are afraid of the truth. We can be so afraid of the truth that our ego will work hand in hand with our primal instincts and do what it can to protect us. If our ego is wounded or we have been taught to fear, the defense mechanisms employed may also be detrimental to good health, well-being, and to our relationships with others. Our need to feel safe, to feel good, to be right, to be better, to be needed, and to be loved can result in the evidence at hand, reality, being distorted and shaped to fit our perception of events so that what we want to believe is in conflict with fact.
Wow.
Cognition is the process of acquiring knowledge and understanding through thought, experiences, and senses. Cognitive dissonance is a truth that your actions may have been misguided or harmful. The path to enlightenment is made up of our own mistakes and the lessons learned from them along the way. Wisdom is earned, not bestowed.
Ooh. Which is that self-seeking. Really, that self-seeking. And that's a part of letting that ego go. That's the thing. That's a part of what we are bringing into balance is the ego and the spirit. And that's a part of what we're releasing when people are bringing energies to us. We're being presented with the opportunity to release. And these people are actually going through a release. They're acting this way because things are being brought up within themselves for review and healing.
All right. I know that I said that was the last card, but Spirit said fill the deck and split it where it be, because there's a card for everyone to see.
communication clearing.
And that card is death and rebirth.
Of course it is. As Pluto plays a huge part in what's going on in the cosmos at the moment.
This card symbolizes cycles and change, which makes sense. Death and rebirth is the death of the old and the birthing of the new. It's time to let go of the past and turn to face a new and unknown future with the awareness that there is no going back. It is time to begin again, sometimes with nothing but memories and at other times with everything external unchanged. But to be transformed so completely that the person undergoing the change no longer recognizes themselves. They are the caterpillar that has become a butterfly. An irreversible process of transmutation is complete. The person they were is forever gone, and they have been reborn. Life as they know it has changed. Change can inspire many little painless deaths and sometimes great deaths born of intense loss that must be mourned because we can face the future with excitement and anticipation once more. The loss of a spouse or family member, the end of a long-term relationship or career, retirement, and illness are just a few experiences that can bring about a death and rebirth process.
Are we not going through that now?
Well, and it's just interesting, the whole pause, what happened before all this happened, and what were you going through? What death and rebirth were you about to experience before the pause happened?
Or what death and rebirth were you going to put a stop to that needed to happen? And so this pause is helping you reevaluate that and put it into a new perspective.
This pause is totally death and rebirth. Totally transforming of life. Maybe the career you thought that you had was the one you wanted, but this pause has allowed you time to reflect on that. The relationship that you were in, the relationship that you were going to begin. There are so many things that we're reflecting on right now that can be looked at as a death and rebirth.
Even the relationship you were just having with yourself. What kind of conversations were you having with you? Yep. That needed to be re-looked at, that needed to die because maybe you are in a conversation of lack or that you're not worthy. You are 100% worthy, and energy is what everything is made of, so there is no lack, only in our own minds and what we tell ourselves. What conversation were you having before this started?
Yep, and what are you doing during this pause to grow on a soul level? Have you started meditating? Are you doing a yoga routine in the morning to help clear out energies? Like, what type of spiritual work are you doing right now during this pause that can help you grow and expand?
Are you just watching reruns on TV? Or are you putting something creative into practice? Are you writing a poem? Are you just even daydreaming? Just even daydreaming of what you choose life to look like is something new. And so embrace that. Do something creative. Make some cookies. Anything that sparks your passion and ignites your spirit.
And I'll tell you, you just listening to this right now is new. This is a spark for you. So just keep that in mind as well. Ours is a perpetual journey of undoing, being, and becoming. The death preceding rebirth can be quick and sudden or slow and painful. In the process of dying, everything in life revolves around the death, the pain, the suffering, the anguish, the loss, the guilt, the anger, and the fear. The pain can be so real, it is deliberating. The fear can be so paralyzing that it halts all growth and has one withdrawing from life itself. We can cycle around, analyzing, questioning, preventing our wounds from healing, refusing to accept that life has changed and there is nothing that can be done to restore it to what it was. The stage of life is over. There are only two choices: remain in limbo or accept reality, surrender to death, and be reborn. The rebirth process can be problematic. It is not an instant process. Sometimes, before we can soar, we must also learn how to fly all over again. Yes, our outlook can be positive, but the future is still unknown. Our beliefs have changed. Our perception and understanding of the world around us has changed. Our roles and purpose have changed. Our lives and state of mind and being are not as they were. We know what we are capable of, but first we must learn and adapt to the changes that led to the little death in the first place. The death and rebirth card is all about renewal, regeneration, and new beginnings. Like the seasons, we are bound by a cycle of life, death, and rebirth. Like the planet we dwell upon, we experience seasons and stages: spring, summer, autumn, and winter. Spring is a time of new growth, summer a time of fruition, autumn a time of letting go and dying, and winter a time of dormancy and regeneration. Autumn and winter can inspire feelings of loss and fear. We fear death and change because we do not know what comes after. But the truth is that we do know. But we are so accustomed to life as it is now that the idea of anything different creates resistance. There is, however, no halting change. And just as we know and trust that spring will follow winter, we know and trust that death will be reborn. Death is just a gateway to a new reality, a new stage of your life journey, while rebirth is symbolic of an evolving and expanding consciousness. Wow.
And are we being asked to do that in this moment?
And with it being in the present moment, this card is in the present. It represents a moment of dawning awareness, an epiphany, when you realize you want a different life to the one you're living. Your beliefs have changed in a radical way, or you do not really like the person you are or on the path to becoming. It is a sudden change of mind that transforms who you are in a very short span of time, sometimes instantly. Have you ever experienced a moment when you have seen yourself reflected in the words and actions of another and find yourself suddenly wanting to be a better person? It is not a judgment of the other person, but a simple awareness that you are not presenting yourself in a manner that is in alignment with your core values. It is a light switch moment when you change from one state of being to another in a heartbeat. It is a time for new beginnings, a change in beliefs, attitudes, or behavior. So that's interesting because this is the overall prominent energy, and after this, people are going to have a different perception, a different change of mindset. They're going to see things differently. They're going to understand that something that maybe was working for them before is no longer working for them, and it is no longer in alignment with them and their highest good. And it may be that relationship that you've been in for 20 years. It might be that friendship that you've known since a childhood, or even just your relationship with siblings or people within your family. Just because they're your family doesn't mean that they have to continue to be there in your life if they're toxic. Anything toxic to you, let that shit go.
Yeah.
You don't need toxicity in your life.
Yeah. Well, and there's that, and there's also something as simple as a plastic sack, which is not only toxic to your life, whether you realize it or not, but it's toxic to Gaia, who is telling us to take this breath right now. Reusable bags. Hashtag.
Don't contribute to Garbage Island. Letting go in these moments is the easy part, but to those around you, the changes have gone on within you are not obvious until they are acted upon. Sometimes that involves making real changes in your life, changing your lifestyle and behavior, your career, your relationships. Sometimes you even have to change the way you speak because your new state of mind and beliefs are in conflict with the manner in which you express yourself and communicate with others. Maybe you use words that suggest a lack or restrictive or limiting beliefs, and you're so used to using them that embracing positive terms feel alien and awkward to begin with. Keep going. Continue to be mindful of your negative dialogue and change it accordingly. Remember also to be kind to yourself. A sudden change of mind needs time to filter through and manifest in your behavior, especially if the change is one that also ends long-term patterns of behavior. The death and rebirth card signifies that awareness is key. For the time being, actions will speak so much louder than words. Do not tell everyone that you have changed. Instead, be the change.
Be the change. We're anchoring down new codes and vibrations. We're helping not only ourselves rise and awaken, but we're also helping Gaia. Gaia is going through a transformation and an expansion herself. And everything that we do is like a footprint in the vibration, the awakening. So
it's like being mindful of the footprint on your own life and the footprint you're putting in the collective.
Because it is all connected. You know, I mean, this pause is allowing everybody to see that we don't need man to come in and do something synthetic to fix things. Gaia is saying all you need to do is step back, take a breath, take a pause, and look how you, us, we as a collective, as an individual, can make a step to bring peace and healing to our planet. And that's being shown in this pause as everybody has had to physically isolate, not socially isolate. It should be a physical isolation, because here we are being social right now. It's a physical thing, because we're supposed to go inward and see relationships in a different way, whether it be with ourselves, with others, with Gaia. And Gaia is saying, look at this pause, what this pause has created. The animals are rejoicing. The ozone is healing. Animals are coming back into the cities and back into places that they haven't been, or at least haven't been able to be seen, because we're so caught up in the rat race of what others tell us our lives need to be and look like. And the animals are saying, no, stop, take a breath, take a pause, reset, rethink, and breathe into the truth and the beauty of life. Rejoice. The dolphins are swimming, jumping, and rejoicing. They're saying, look, communicate with yourself, with us, with the world, with Gaia, with all things in a different way. You are rebirthing yourself into a new version of you, which helps rebirth our communities and Gaia and the cosmos into a higher version of us all.
And I just want to also say something to the people in the background. The people that sit back and observe because this is new to them. This is something they've never experienced before. The way they grew up, the experiences they had, and so many people will message us and say, we're new to this. Can you help us? We're new. This is your Phoenix moment. You listening to this is you rebirthing yourself. You are opening your awareness to something new, something different, something healing of the heart and soul and mind. So I just want to applaud those who are coming forth and becoming a phoenix, having a phoenix moment of rebirth. You know, good for you. Good for you for, you know, taking a step forward.
Pushing
on
past
your journey.
that fear.
Pushing past the fear, embracing something new, something that
Your soul is calling you for this.
So we just wanted to send that big thank you to everyone stepping out of their comfort zone, because this is what we're doing here as well.
We've never done anything like this. We're definitely stepping through our own fear, pushing through our own comfort zones, because we feel that we are being called to bring a message that's bigger than ourselves. And we definitely want to be an open channel of love and light, no matter how much it makes our knees shake.
So thank you for showing up.
Yes, and you are worthy. Push past the fear, keep in the flow, and when you don't know, go inward, because we are being asked to find our intuition and seek that which is more than ourselves, because there is a higher purpose that is hidden. So there's a lot hidden right now, and you're being asked to go into the hidden realms and seek truth there and walk by faith as the hidden becomes revealed on an individual and a global scale. And know that you are protected. So if you feel lost, afraid, confused, know that we're all in that. And that all you have to do is ask for help. You have angels and guides, and Source Creator is right there waiting to lend you a hand, to bring you comfort, to bring you a reading or a positive word, or that smile, a symbol, a sign to help bring clarity and peace and comfort to you. So just know that you are loved, and you are worthy, and you are cared for. You are protected. Spirit has your back. So just remember, if you feel alone, and maybe you're going through this alone at the moment, know you are not alone. Know that we're here giving you support, and that the angelic realm, the winged wise one, Source Creator, Goddess is right there for you. Just ask. Just ask, and you will 100% receive that you are seeking. So thank you so much. We send you so much love. And with gratitude, we say thank you.
Thank you, everyone, for being a part of our tribe, and we love you more than you could ever possibly imagine.
Yes, be best, blessed, beautiful, beloved souls.